So yes, last session we skipped a week, but last session, um,
So the 230 views were Rob starting and stopping like
that's
the
right.
last 10 minutes.
Trying to get in, and then
Okay,
he's called
great.
away. He's sent out for more fudgesicles, and then he comes back. Um, the three musketeers had come back to the apartment. So Jacob, Jack, and Willow were all at the apartment, and had been working for a good long while into the night. Um, when I think at that point you had heard the sound of the something that Jack, I think you had heard before, which was the sound of a rubber ball bouncing
Oh
down the
yeah.
hallway upstairs,
Mm.
along with then the sound of a large dog clumsily chasing it the length of the hallway.
Oh crap! I went up to the roof, didn't I?
Yeah, I think we
And
volunteered you to go
And
investigate.
well, and so what first happened was Willow and Jacob decided to go look into the sound of the dog. So like, oh,
Oh, that's
okay,
right.
we had to go look into this. So
And I
you
did
two
not see you guys when I.
went up the steps to the second floor, and we switched back to Jack. And Jack is in the apartment, and you found another sort of interesting piece of paper. You wandered back into the kitchen to get some more baggies, evidence baggies, and you looked over and down the sort of short length of hall to the bathroom in Abigail's apartment. You saw a man in with white shoes, a pinstripe suit, go walking right across the door to Willow's bathroom. So on the inside of her bathroom, go walking across, glance your way, in a briefcase in his hand, and in the direction, as if he was heading sort of toward the hallway, but he was in the bathroom. And you go and look, and there's no way that anyone would really have much space to hide on the side, let alone walk past the door frame in that small space. And so you went immediately out to the hallway and saw sort of the tail end of somebody going up the stairs. Um, you ended up uh, going up to the second floor and saw this figure sort of disappearing up yet again to the third floor. Followed him, and then yet again, sound and of the figure, some sort of a snippet of conversation, the sound of a closing door, uh, up the stairs again, and you went through the door, uh, not to the roof.
Right.
Yeah, that was the dramatic ending.
Dramatic
Not
ending.
not to the roof.
Not to the roof. He found himself not on the roof. Um, oh, great. And so Jacob is joining us now. Perfect timing. Yes. So, yeah, and as he was going up the stairs, he did not see Willow or Jacob.
And coincidentally, now I can't find my. Remember that I showed you the crazy big page of notes?
That's
Yes.
right.
I don't know where. I'm like looking through smaller pages of notes.
Where's the big page?
Alma and Greg found it, and they're like, "What the heck is this?"
They're very concerned.
Very
There's
concerned.
a problem with
Yeah.
Chris.
Yeah, their 4-year-old daughter's like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
They're like, "Put that down." My God, where did it go? I thought I had it in. I have the book. I thought I had it in the. Not that I need it right now, but it helps me remember who my what. Here. A little creepy that I didn't find it the first time around, but now it's back.
Now it appears. Excellent. That's handy.
There's plenty of room left to keep on writing on this one piece of paper.
Obviously. Oh, what's this? Oh, Rob, are you drawing feet or hands tonight?
I think I'll do really gross toes and stuff.
Gross toes.
Gross.
Yeah, we found out that Rob has been drawing gross toes during
So-
our. Oh no! Yeah, you got the other one. There you go.
And that might be hands. Some
That's
feet.
hands. Those are some
Oh,
weird
nice.
hands.
Oh, yeah.
That is sort of creepy by itself.
My other-
Yes.
This actually, this one I have done during Delta Green, and I have another notebook where I've done tons of hands. More at, I think during that other game we were playing, and at work. Sometimes I draw hands at work. A lot of hands.
Yeah.
For that, you got a vaccination, really?
Yep.
Another pen.
That really is right out of Soul, right there.
Oh, we haven't seen that. See, I
Wonderful.
Oh,
don't,
you haven't?
we're gonna
Yeah.
watch it, and then I'm gonna watch the replay of this so then I can get the joke.
Smart thinking.
There we go. Wonderful. Let me just reorder.
I'll give you a hint.
this.
It's a music teacher.
Ah, okay.
I'm not a music teacher.
I know.
Hand drawer.
Drawer of
That's
hands.
what makes it so wrong.
Hey, Jason.
Hey.
How's it
Jason.
going?
Good to see you. Perfect timing as always. Impeccable.
We had finally worked our way around to actually doing the quick recap.
Yeah. So we just did the quick
Excellent.
recap. So,
That wasn't so quick.
no, not at all. Yeah,
The
there was
extended recap.
there was a lot of drawing, but always good to catch up. That's the best part about this.
Did Rob get the full Snapple menu?
Oh
Yeah.
no, we didn't even get into that yet.
Oh my God! Yeah, we haven't even chosen Vic's Snapple spirit animal. I know.
I didn't know I had to have a
I think that
simple spirit animal.
Yeah. I want to change my name at this point to Snapple Spirit Animal.
Please do.
That's good because I was a little sad about my subtraction.
All right. So.
Nice.
Somehow I almost spelled animal with a U. Jack's not that bright, apparently.
Wait, in
And a
which
mole.
spot? In place
And
of which
and a-
vowel?
Animal,
And-
obviously.
And a mule. And a mule.
And a mule.
Like, wait, that doesn't look right.
All right, and Jason, when you got a chance, you can hop on the Roll20, and we'll get the.
Yep, sorry.
Oh yeah, don't worry. But as you do that, so just the quick recap, which is you and Willow had gone up to investigate the sound of that dog,
And the bouncing
The second
ball
floor,
on
the
the
bouncing
second
ball.
floor.
and Jack then had gone up some amount of time later, some minutes later, chasing after the figure he had first glimpsed in Abigail's bathroom.
Yeah, that was this is my reward, by the way, for being brave and be like, I can keep on working in the apartment as they go check it out.
Always a reward for bravery. All right, so.
So where's Vic? Do you remember?
Yeah, where is Vic? I know. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out where Vic.
He was compressed into the ball that was being
Right.
thrown against the wall.
Exactly. So the we're gonna start with Jacob and Willow. And let me just make sure I have this pulled up for you on the handouts, so we can be ready to rock and roll. Here we go. Okay, perfect. Beautiful, and let me just add this one other, and we'll be good to go. I know you like my. Okay, So Jacob and Willow, you two had gone after the sound of this rubber bouncing ball going down the hallway, ricocheting off the walls and the floor. The sound of this enormous dog clumsily making its way down the hallway, seemingly chasing it. And the two of you had exited Abigail's apartment, had gone up around the steps. Now, how would you approach that? Like, would you hustle? Would you just kind of walk up? Like, what's the approach here?
Jacob, I don't know about you, but if it sounds like the dog is moving quickly, then I think we gotta hoof it to get to that canine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, I'm not exactly a hoofing it kind of guy,
You know.
but I'll go as fast as I can. I don't think I can keep up with the park rangers on that.
I'll go ahead.
That's great.
It's like I've just got to finish this donut. And
You surveil.
Just patting his pockets down. So Willow perhaps a few steps ahead of Jacob, going up the steps, and
there's stairs involved.
And there are stairs involved, yeah. But you get up to the first floor from the ground floor, and you sort of come up to the top of the steps, and you look left, and there's nothing there. You look right, and you see that there is an open door across the hall to the right, and you see a shaggy gray tail sort of slip through the open door right as you get to the top of the steps. And then Jacob comes up a moment later, right behind you.
Jacob, tail, 12 o'clock. 3 o'clock.
1 o'clock. 2 o'clock.
1:30. So yeah, I'm gonna follow. Are there lights on inside?
Yeah. So there are lights. The apartment, not very. It's sort of mellow lighting, like the light from a lamp or two, a side lamp or two.
All right. What do you think?
I think we should go
Check it
to
out.
the door. Yeah.
Let's check it out.
Yeah. So you go over and I'm trying to think. Vic, had you talked to the rest of these folks after you had interviewed Michelle Van Fitz? I think you might have mentioned it to them at some point, if you caught up with them. I think you did at one point.
Sure.
Yeah. See, but in any case, you guys go across and
Wait.
you.
I'm sorry. So after I talked to the woman upstairs, I went back downstairs and I was gonna bag all the evidence.
That's right, and that's when you found that symbol.
Right. I got very distracted.
Got very distracted.
How much time has passed between that moment and now? Was it like days? Is it hours?
Well, I'm not sure how long perceptionally, but I'd say it's been probably close to since then. I don't know, anywhere from 7 to 10 hours.
Okay, all right. It's still the same weekend.
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just
right.
late in the evening on that Friday.
That's right.
All right. So Jacob and Willow, you sort of go up to the door. You look in, and there is a little sort of kitchen sink right inside, and an opening into the rest of the apartment with this, one of those accordion doors that's been smushed up against the wall, so you can kind of see through into the rest of the apartment. And look, if you kind of glimpse into the rest of the apartment, you see there are bookshelves everywhere. It is possible to have a bookshelf. There are bookshelves, and they're filled with books. Straight into the apartment, there's this clawfoot tub in the middle of the floor. And then past that, you see there's a sofa and some chairs and a table. And then you see sort of some light coming from another light coming from the north side of the apartment. You can't quite make it out from here.
Should we announce our presence?
But you hear the click, 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 disappearing click, click, click of little doggy nails on wood floor.
Yeah, we should probably announce ourselves on the way in.
Yeah, don't want to run into any naked dudes standing around in the closet.
You don't wanna. I mean, you gotta let it be known that we're here.
That's right.
Yeah.
So what do you call out?
Hello.
There's no answer.
All right.
I'm running either of them.
Do we know which direction that clickety clack from the feet went?
Yep, in the apartment toward the north.
All right. Continue in that direction. Start trying to find the dog.
Yep. So you go into the apartment, and you sort of walk in. Once you go through that area where the little accordion door is, you see that it's a tidy apartment, like the little sort of bedroom nook. Once you walk through the door, you see that past the toilet, there's this bed sort of crammed into this nook at the other end of back behind the door, and then through the accordion door into where the tub is, there's a little kitchenette off to the left, and all fairly normal. Sort of a beaten up but plush couch with a couple books scattered on the table, and then to the north wall of the living room, there is this sort of ornate architectural arch that then leads into what appears to be a much larger room filled with more books. Almost like a library.
Are any of the books out, like they've been recently read?
So it looks as if there are a couple on the little table, like I said, in front of the sofa. But then when you sort of look through the arch, you can see that there are a number of little side tables and these like very fancy like Tiffany lamps, these stained glass lamps that are out as well, and a number of them are turned on. And there's some books sitting out, some even the spines sort of cracked open on tables in there.
Is it obvious that a dog lives here? Like, is there like a water bowl or a dog bed or anything like that?
You take a quick look around. You don't see any obvious signs. You can make an alertness check for me. And I'll say Jacob sneezes. Jacob's allergic.
Jacob.
Yeah. You look around.
Oh no.
You look around. You're like, I don't know. Like you don't see a bowl, so that's enough.
No bowl here, Jacob.
And then you hear.
Just wanted to note it.
You hear what sounds like sort of a snippet of conversation up ahead, like far away, almost like two people in conversation, but you can't quite make it out. Much deeper, sort of again turning through this arch to the north into this in this like you said, almost library area, ornate library.
Mm. What do you think? I think if we hear voices, I think let's call out again. Hello? Anyone home?
Indeed.
Yeah, you call out and the voices just sort of continue. You can't, you don't know if maybe they didn't hear you.
Okay, let's keep looking for the dog.
Yeah. Sorry, give me a second.
Yeah, no problem.
I will be with you shortly. Yeah. So we go looking for the dog. Phil, can we hear him moving around anymore, or?
No, well, so you walk through and you see that actually if you walk over to the archway, again, you sort of look through and you see, again, these sort of small end tables, these beautiful lamps. You see there are a bunch of these really plush armchairs, almost like a sort of what you'd expect in a gentleman's club, sort of really supple mahogany colored leather, and a couple of the end tables have small glassware, like a rocks glass in one, and another one has an ashtray, and then a small plate with what looks like a little bit of like tiramisu or something on it with a fork. And so as you walk to the archway,
It's gonna taste it when he goes by. Just a little taste.
just a little taste, a little treat. But yeah, no, you see again, there's some books that are off the shelves, but then a bunch. This is not just these are built-in bookshelves, rich wood with sort of accents that have been carved into many of the areas sort of rimming the shelves, and the books in general are not paperbacks. They're either leather or cloth bound books, and many of them have names written on the spines. And you see once you get to this point that there's this library room you're in, but then there's another passageway that curves off to the right into what looks like another room. And the sound of the voices is a little bit louder now that you've come closer. You still can't quite make out words, but then you do hear a poof, like further off in the distance.
Oh, whoop.
That was a whoop, yeah.
And the distinct sound of like a rubber ball like being bounced on a wooden floor.
Okay. I want to keep heading towards the woof.
Yeah.
Sure. Together this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jacob, you as you're walking, there's one of these sort of slim hardcovers that's out on a table, maybe over near the plate of tiramisu that you notice.
Yeah.
It has the name on it, History of the Russo-Germanic Hegemony, 1911 to 1921.
1911 and 1921. Does that make any difference in the date? I don't think so, that I can remember. But it's interesting. Okay, I guess I open it, see if there's anything particularly interesting, like dog-eared pages or anything like that.
Yeah, so it's interesting. You sort of flip to the title page, and it just has a copy, or just lists the title. There's no author listed. There are a couple pages that are sort of dog-eared, and you turn to one, and it seems to be discussing a Russian-German alliance fighting a group called the Black Wind, and you sort of flip ahead, and the title page of this is The Siege of Yihitel. Yihitel. The Siege of Yihitel. And there are actually some photographs, some black and white photographs that are in here. And so with that one, it shows this enormous palace, and sort of off to the side you see an artillery piece, sort of period artillery piece, and you instantly recognize from your own history, sort of period, World War, a slightly modified World War One uniforms of a Russian and German flavor. And the two forces seem to be working together.
Oh. Well, considering they were not allies, during World War One, it's a little unusual.
Yeah, that stands out to you.
Yeah.
That in fact, this there was no, like, Yihitel does not strike you, like, it's written in English, so it's not even as if it's a translation issue. It does not sort of strike you, or is not recognizable as a location that you're aware of, and you are not aware of a Russo-Germanic pact. In fact.
I mean, because, weren't they fighting each other, and then, didn't the Bolsheviks come to power, and then, Germans didn't really like the Bolsheviks?
Yep. That's the way it went.
That's how my history went.
And so you see that there's some additional, like, photographs in there and other stuff that you can dig into. So I don't know if you tuck it away for later, but
Sure. Keep an eye on that book.
Yeah. Willow, as you're walking, there's another book that sort of catches your eye. That's actually closed on another one of the tables, and it catches your eye because it is very distinct. It has this beautiful cover to it, and sort of this image of this imposing sort of palace tower inverted above a city, and the trees at first catch your eye, but then the scene. It's not a book you recognize. A World Without Doors. But it looks, it fascinates you.
And the author's not familiar?
Emmeline Fitzroy? No.
Can I just open it real quick?
Yeah. So you see that it's Emmeline F. Fitzroy, published by Torbit Books in 1936. And you very quickly leaf through the first couple pages, and you see that it seems like it concerns a little girl named Abby, and the first couple pages are detailing her attempts to journey to what she described as this magical land. She doesn't call it out by name.
Okay.
And so you can certainly, page further. Give me a search roll. Yeah.
That's
So you're flipping through, and you find one other sort of notable page, fairly early on in the book, and it seems like there is this. She's made it to the magical world. And you aren't sure how. You sort of flip past that reference, but she's there, and it's in this place, and she's describing how there are no doors here, and so she's talking about how can she get from place to place, and she has to wish herself from place to place. That wishes are the doors, and if she's going to defeat the phantom, to free people from the dance, then she will be able to save people from living boring, repetitive lives.
You said wishes are the doors?
Wishes are the doors.
Okay.
Yep, and then all of a sudden you hear the conversation. You sort of pick up again. The sound of the ball went away, and you hear somebody call out, "Hello, hello."
Hello.
Hi.
And we'll cut there.
We said it with such confidence.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, hey. We're just reading your books out here.
It was a man's voice, sort of a deep man's voice.
Okay.
Vic.
Yes.
So you earlier you found yourself back up in one of the apartments at some point during the day on the second floor. One of these dusty, empty apartments that again you had sort of lost time in before, if you recall.
Yeah. So that was when I was in the apartment bagging evidence. Now I've kind of like come to, and I'm in some other apartment.
Yeah, you're back up on what you believe to be the second floor. You sort of come to, and it's in one of these empty apartments because on the on the second floor, which is the actual third floor of this building, none of the apartments are being rented or let out right now.
This is the floor above where Michelle Van Fitz was?
Correct. And so you had found yourself earlier there at one point. You find yourself there again, and it's night outside, and
okay.
You're sort of looking out the window, and you see not any sort of distinct shapes, but you just see sort of from this vantage point, this late in the evening, a number of sort of yellowish lights sort of sitting outside the window, the window that hasn't been cleaned in a while, just causing there to be sort of this odd, almost star-like constellation, sort of as you look down, and you see maybe other lights which are coming from, you presume, other storefronts, things like that. But they're all these sort of motes of light that you're looking at, and you're sort of thinking on it and considering, if this was a constellation, sort of what would it actually, what shape would it take? When all of a sudden you're startled because there's the sort of slamming of the door open, and this very old gentleman comes in to the room, and I just put his image up in.
Yeah, you can see the night manager.
Yeah, he says, hello. What are you doing here? I'm sorry, I didn't realize anyone was here.
I'm investigating.
Investigating what? This empty apartment.
Disappearances. The disappearance of a young woman.
Who?
Downstairs.
Yes.
Or upstairs.
Which girl? Which girl is missing?
Abigail.
Abigail. Abigail. Abigail is not missing. Abigail is not missing.
Have you spoken to the police before?
The police. He sort of goes, psh, the police.
Who are you?
I am the night manager. Mr.
No.
Castaigne. Mr. Castaigne. Henri Castaigne.
This isn't a hotel. Why would they need a night manager?
What? Who else is supposed to fix all of the broken things around here?
So you're a super.
No. Oh, I am not the superintendent. No. No, the superintendent, he is upstairs. He is having a party tonight.
Upstairs?
Yes, the superintendent, the super. I am just the night manager.
I'm on the top floor, right?
No.
No. Is it out of character? Am I on the top floor right now?
As
no,
far
there's
as
no
far as
out
you
of
know,
character here.
as far as you are aware. I mean, you haven't gone up to look.
I haven't got up to the next floor.
Yeah.
But
as far as you are aware, this is a 3-story building.
And I've lost myself up here twice now.
Yes.
I want to see this party.
You want to go see the super?
Yeah, bring me up there.
Okay.
You have keys, right? You have keys to everything.
I have keys. He sort of gestures. He pulls out. He has this enormous key ring, just chock-a-block full of keys of all different shapes and varieties. Yes. I have many keys. I come with me. I have to see to a leak, and then I can take you up to the super's party. If you wish.
Yes, I wish. What leak?
There is a leak in the roof upstairs, and I have been called to handle it. That is what I do. That is why we have a night manager.
All right, go ahead. I'll follow.
Oh, very well. You're looking for Abigail. So he talking and walking with you. You walk out onto the second floor hallway.
Bob, as I'm following him, I'm just gonna reach into my jacket just to make sure that my firearm is still in its holster.
It is.
Keep going.
Very reassuringly. So he says, Abby is not missing. What is this craziness? She has just paid her rent.
Maybe did she just turn up?
No. She moved upstairs to live on the 6th floor with that salesman.
6th floor.
Yes. They're quiet. They pay each month on time in cash. That is all I care about. The other tenants will know more, but no, Abby, she is.
Is this the McAllister?
McAllister. He's sort of walking. He continues walking down the hallway, and he has sort of a stooped gait. You can tell, he's got to be in his 80s, maybe early 90s.
He looks good in that picture for 90s.
Yeah. Well, you got to look at the way he walks, and he goes up. He turns to go up the steps, and with quite a bit of reassurance. It seems like he's traveled these hallways and these steps quite often.
Okay. But I asked him, is this the McAllister? Is this the McAllister building we're in right now?
McAllister. Hey. Yes, this is the McAllister. And he continues tromping up the stairs.
Okay, I'll follow him.
And he leads you up to the doorway and turns the handle, turns the knob, and opens it. And we'll go to Jack. So Jack.
Shooting at everybody that's coming in the door right now.
So Jack, you'd been sort of trailing this figure up to the steps, and you had been going up the stairs and had heard um, just as you sort of were going up and opening the door. Um, Hello, hello, and then you open the door, and you were not on the roof. You immediately realize that there is another room, another floor here. So you come out into this large, inviting area. The walls are covered in what appear to be sort of a velvet wallpaper, and there are these overstuffed armchairs and couches of burgundy leather that are dotting the floor. There's this huge hearth burning in one wall, and over in the corner there's this really long wet bar that seems to have sort of a bucket with a mountain of ice in it. All of these unlabeled bottles, you can spot easily sort of lemon, lime, some orange standing out in dishes, and there is a enormous humidor, like cabinet-sized humidor, that's then over in the other corner. And otherwise, the place is sort of filled with floor-to-ceiling bookcases made of this rich rosewood, with a rolling stepladder permanently attached on this rail that runs about to the midpoint, with all of these hardcover books and folios all along them. And there are a couple hallways branching off from this room, but in one of the sort of near one of the chairs, there is this man in a sort of a heavier set guy, big cigar clenched in his mouth, and he has this red rubber ball in one hand and a rocks glass filled with some brown liquid in the other. And it seems as if he was making a motion toward where you were, and he sort of looks to the side. He's like, well, where the hell did they go? Oh, well, whatever. Come on in. And he sort of looks closer at you, and he's like, son of a bitch, Jack. You old son of a bitch, get over here. You didn't tell me you were coming tonight.
I didn't know I was coming tonight.
I can't believe you. This guy. Hey, come over here. And he makes his way over to, stumbling a little bit, and sort of a little liquid splashes out of the glass, and he starts heading over toward to the wet bar. And he's like, I'm gonna fix you a drink, you son of a bitch. Oh my god, I can't believe it. How long has it been? And just as that is happening, out of one of the hallways, sort of shooting off from the this room, Willow and Jacob, you sort of see them sort of peek around the corner, and hello, hi.
Was that us?
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, for you guys,
I subtly reholster my gun.
So yeah, Willow and Jacob, you come into this scene. You having gone through this apartment on the first floor, and you find yourself in this enormous smoking lounge. The roaring fire sort of crackling off to the side, and this very very sort of cozy atmosphere in a way. but and maybe even a little bit of music playing in the background. But a couple, a couple things. Obviously you catch Jack over there near this bar set up with this man you've never seen before, chomping on an cigar that seems to have gone out hours ago.
Do we see a dog chasing a ball?
No, but you
Focused on
do
the
notice
dog.
this heavyset guy. He has like a
This-
big red rubber ball in his hand that he still has. He's sort of clutched into one hand with his rocks glass in the other. He sort of is. You can see he's at this point trying to figure out like where to put his glass. There isn't much space. He has the ball, and he kind of tosses the ball off to the side. And you hear a dun 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 as the ball bounces a couple times and then rolls on the floor to a stop.
Oh man.
What's your dog's name?
Oh, that dog. Jesus. I don't know. It's not my dog. He's a big gray beast of a thing. I don't know. I get a kick. You should see him though. He plows into the wall. You toss this ball. He goes nuts for this freaking ball. I don't know. He might be the salesman's. I don't know.
Sorry, have we met before?
Have we met before? He looks over. Have we met before? Come on. Look, I don't know who you two are, but this guy here, oh, he's a genuine, cold-blooded guy. I tell you what, he and I remember the time we were in the booby hatch, and those G-men were chasing us, and we found our ways down to the tunnels. And we're going back and forth, left and right, like they're right on our heels. And you, I can't believe it. I didn't think I'd ever see you again after you found your bottle. But you know what? We got out of there, haven't seen you since, and here you are. I mean, it's amazing. And he sort of starts fixing you a drink, like pouring things in, taking a twist.
My name is Eddie. I don't know who you think I am.
This guy. Yeah, I know. He likes to play it up.
We'll take that drink though.
Yeah, so you see it close up. These are all sort of unlabeled bottles, but he knows his way around it and mixing, pouring things in, and then he hands you this drink that has like a twist of orange peel in it and a dash he's taken off of a small bottle of what appear to be bitters.
I'll smell it first.
It smells delicious.
Does he want to? I assume I'll cheers him and
Yeah.
I'll cheers. I don't know. I'm not sure who you are, but I'll
Not sure.
thank you for the drink.
Well, taste this. If you've never had a Rourke old fashioned, then you haven't lived. You taste it, and it is in fact one of the best old fashions that you've ever had. At this point, the door off now around the corner opens and shuts, and this old gentleman in a red sweater sort of shuffles in, and he looks over, Vic, you hear him sort of mutter to yourself, "Enough wood for the fire. Yes, okay, enough wood for the fire. All right, over to this. Good evening, Mr. Rourke." And the sort of portly guy sort of glances over and he's like, "Oh, hey, Castaigne. Yeah. Good evening." Oh man, I keep expecting one of these nights that old guy is just gonna like kick it like right here in the middle of the floor, and it's gonna be hilarious. Oh my god, I swear to God. I don't even know. Here, you just. Are you done with that yet? I can make you another while I'm up. Jack,
So-
Jack, Jack.
So has Vic arrived? Have I? come
Yeah,
in
Vic's
with-
Vic's there. You followed in, and you see the scene with your three compatriots up in this uh, gentleman's club, this speakeasy, whatever it is.
Would you
Yeah.
call it the,
What it appears to
would
be
we
the
view it
fourth
as the parlor potentially?
Yeah,
I'm looking at the crinkled up map, and it says Mr. Castaigne
Mm-hmm.
and the parlor off the weird tunnel
Yes,
thing.
a parlor, a lounge, correct.
We may be in the night floors.
Where does it say that on the?
Remember the crinkled up map that shows the 3 levels all in one?
Yeah, I see
Oh,
that.
there
It's
it
called the
is.
McAllister map.
There it is. Night floors.
I don't see the dead guy in the mask, but Mr. Castaigne, the
That's 'cause it's gonna
parlor.
be you.
Hey.
Hey Vic, where you been?
I was on what I thought was the top floor, but now I'm really confused about how many floors this building has.
Join the club.
The old guy says that the girl's not missing. She just moved in with the salesman on the 6th floor. I think we should take a walk up to the 6th floor.
Wait, do they agree which? How do we
Yeah.
ask what floor this is on? What floor do you
He's,
think this is?
He's
I
your
think
close friend. You should ask him what floor we're on.
I think it's the 4th floor, but I could be wrong.
I think if the ground floor, counting the ground floor as being sort of the physical first floor, then it would be the 3rd floor.
Hey, Mr. Castaigne, can you take me up to the salesman?
Salesman on the 6th floor. You mean where Abby went?
Yeah.
And
I want to talk to her.
and all of a sudden Rourke roars out, Abby! Oh, Gail! Oh, that sweet kid. Castaigne, where the hell is she? I haven't seen her in ages. Oh man, he turns to you, Jack, and he says, "Oh, she's a sweet kid. She got wrapped up with that creep of a salesman, but oh, Gail, she's the absolute cat's pajamas."
What's the salesman's name?
I just don't know.
He's just the salesman.
He's a salesman. He carries around this briefcase full of old encyclopedias. Like, if you want to sell something, sell brushes. Like, son of a bitch doesn't know what's going on. Like, you want to get out there with encyclopedias these days? You gotta be in brushes. I keep telling him.
Does he like to wear white shoes?
Yeah, he keeps them all polished up. I spilled a little bit of drink on him one time. God, you thought I would have murdered his mother.
Well, I'm gonna enjoy this drink, but I think we want to meet this salesman.
Okay, your loss. And he sort of goes to himself, and he's like, Jack, oh my God, I can't believe it. Jack Traven again in the flesh. Oh, jeez. I can't wait to tell the boys. Oh my God.
Are you the superintendent? I mean, the super?
I'm not the super. No, I'm just staying at the hotel. Come on now. I'm just staying at the hotel.
Hotel.
Yeah, the hotel.
What's the name of the hotel?
The McAllister Hotel?
No, not that. He starts walking over towards you, Vic, and he's like, the glass sort of sloshes over again. No, not the McAllister Hotel. The Hotel Brodelbin, you enormous ass! And he sort of gets up in your face and like puts a big like finger like right in your chest.
Oh, I'll push him back. I'll get aggressive.
Okay, so you sort of push him back, and he like his face breaks out like blotchy red, and he he is like ready to like pull back and try to slug you.
I go like this. I step in, like, all right, come on, boys.
Jeez.
Let's enjoy our drink.
Jack, you see. You
Come
see
on,
what he
Vic. Vic's not so bad.
Son of a bitch. I swear to God. Yeah, you get out of here. You get out of here right now. Man, I can't believe it. You're hanging out with this guy? You're spending time with this guy? It's like I don't even know you anymore.
I just met him yesterday.
I've arrested a dozen guys like this orb.
I can't believe this. He, Rourke, he walks over, he grabs one of the bottles off the bar, and, like, gives just, like, the evilest glare back over toward you, Vic. And then looks at you, Jack, sort of shakes his head, and then sort of unsteadily weaves off toward one of the hallways going off away from the lounge.
And can we hear other people talking? Like, I know that's what we're listening to through the headphones. Are there other people?
So every now and again, you hear sort of a snippet of what sounds like a person or different sounds coming off from the hallways.
We don't see anybody who looks like Abigail if we scan around.
I mean,
Do we see
no,
any other people?
There is. So there's nobody else except for Castaigne, you all, and there are these books. There is a wall with a bunch of photographs on it.
I think we'd be pretty eager to have at least one or two people go up to the 6th floor. Maybe. I think it'd be weird if we all just go en masse
Just as a group, let's go.
with Mark acting the way he is. But I wouldn't be opposed to it. I think we'd be pretty eager to see if the mystery ends this easily, at least as to what's going on with her.
So I'd like you all to make alertness checks for me.
Oh, damn it.
One of us is bound to make it.
Can't find my character sheet. Oh, that's right.
And there's so many other things in here now.
Exactly.
Where's Vic?
I had a critical success.
Oh,
You
nice.
You did, in fact. So you're sort of scanning around because you're wondering, what else is in here, and all of a sudden, Jack, you're looking around and you see this wall of photos. You see that there's a pattern to them. Each photo, at the sort of distance you're at, has an image of a black and white photo of a person sort of standing there, except for one. One seems mostly empty. Just sort of the background of this hallway or backdrop that's being used, and some sort of small object on the floor. So it stands out to you. And you also notice, as you're sort of getting closer and looking, that one of the photos appears to be of Abigail Wright. And so you see these two that stand out to you. Each of the people in these photos, as you get closer to the wall, appear to be dressed in sort of roughly 1930s garb. So the men, all generally in sort of these either larger lapel jackets or sort of very thin cut tuxedo jackets, and the women with a number of them with sort of bobbed hair or these smaller sort of hats that are sitting up on their heads, some with feathers coming out of headbands. Number with long pearls, and each of them holds a single bottle of varying designs, and no bottle is the same. And a single name stands out on each of the each of the lips of the photos. And so you're looking around. You see the names have been written in ink with a steady hand, and you see A. Darabandi, E. Lozette, J. Linz, A. Wright, H. Lundeen, and then you see the Getty on the photo that doesn't have anyone in it. There's just a single dark bottle sitting on the floor. And you're looking at the photo and seeing the name, and you hear, sort of just over your shoulder, a whisper. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of a living God. And you turn, and nobody's standing behind you. It's just the room, the fire's crackling, and your compatriots are looking at you intently.
Did you hear anything? Did anybody hear anything? When you say that?
Oh, you okay? You look shaken.
I point towards the picture with V. Getty.
We don't know his name, so.
Yeah, but it's empty.
It is empty.
Do I notice V. Getty?
Yeah, do you come over to look at the photo that he's pointing at? Because you see
Yes.
Abigail's photos right there. Like, Jack, you noticed that. So Agent Eddie has pointed out Abigail's picture here, and also he sort of turned around. He looks as if he sort of had a bit of a fright. So Erwin, you can go over and see Abigail's photo right there.
Yeah, and we weren't there when he identified himself with his real name. I guess that was upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the V. Getty picture off the wall.
Yep.
Are they like just snapshots or like framed pictures?
These
What
are framed pictures that all seem to be period photos. So a little bit of you're definitely taken with period cameras, and the ink is a little bit sort of slightly faded on the name line around the lip.
So does Abigail's look convincingly old?
Yep.
So I do point that out, obviously, to everybody else too.
So, I know games like this are hard because I don't know if I'm supposed to stay in character or really say, what do you guys think is going on here? Like,
It's fine.
are we in some kind of time traveling hotel? Like, have we has this hotel like swept this woman up inside itself, and we have been taken there too?
I think the salesman is the guy who's bringing people into this situation here. He's selling them on the experience, if you know what I mean. He's seems to be the key to pull people in. Also be interesting.
Have we heard other references to him, Jacob?
So there was on the crinkled piece of paper, there was the mention of him before on the crinkled map, on the McAllister map.
And I think I saw him in Abigail's apartment.
Oh, was that the person like going up the stairs?
That's the person I was trying to chase when I ended up here.
Was that the white shoes you mentioned?
Yes.
All right. Well, that does seem like all roads point to this guy.
And I may have seen this guy, Mark, when I was reconnoitering last night, somebody was smoking a cigar and called out to me as if he knew me, and he somehow knows my real name.
Well, is Castaigne still with us, Bob?
So you look over and you see that he has he's already sort of on the other side of the this lounge area and is sort of shuffling down toward one of the hallways, like about to turn the corner.
Castaigne, night manager. Excuse me, sir.
And he sort of coughs loudly to himself, and he continues shuffling sort of down around the corner.
I think I'd like to chase him too, since I did actually saw who may be the salesman. So I think it makes sense for me to try to go up to the 6th floor and go with Castaigne.
I'll stay here with the pictures and Rourke.
Yeah, Rourke's no longer in the lounge or in the lounge.
Oh,
Yeah,
where
he's
do you
going
go?
back.
He went through basically the other end of the lounge down another
Got it.
passage.
Oh, okay. I'd like to look at the Lundeen picture and the Garibaldi picture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you Garibaldi is
Garibaldi, sorry.
Yep. No, don't worry. It's a match with the images you saw. It is Asa Garibaldi holding this bottle. No expression on his face. Standing there looking at the camera.
Okay. And Lundeen, I think it's the first time I've seen a Lundeen. So.
Yes. So Lundeen, let's see. I don't have the image, but you see a balding, very heavy set guy wearing a sort of shortish tie, and he appears to have some sort of whitish or grayish robe that's over his shoulders. So he has the tie and this sort of white jacket. He has this robe that's pulled over his shoulders, and you can clearly see there's like a zipper along the edge, just open at this point. And you also see in one hand he's holding onto some sort of mask, as he's holding the bottle there, looking at the camera.
Okay. Well, do we go after Rourke to see where he's going?
Yeah, why don't we follow?
I think he's gone though. Like he took off.
Took off. Okay.
I'd say we go find the superintendent. But no, I mean the salesman.
Yeah, I think
That's what you two are doing.
I thought you and I were already heading.
You're heading in that direction? Yeah, so Willow and Jacob. Yeah, as the other two sort of head in that direction. Willow and Jacob, are you going to follow, or are you going to head in a different direction?
You want to split off?
Sure.
It's always good to
split up
Split
the
the
group.
party.
Yeah.
Is it divide and conquer or divide and die? I forget which one.
It's a famous saying. I'll think of it later.
Hey, you found your way together this time. So great. You, Willow and Jacob head toward where Rourke went off of the lounge. Vic and Jack, you both try to take off very quickly after Castaigne. And so you go around the corner after Castaigne, and you turn the corner, seeing that he's just, this old man sort of shuffling around the corner,
I just realized I forgot my drink. With this scary music starting, I think I'm going to go back and get my old fashioned.
You come around and you see that you are in this hallway. This elaborate hallway, or this hallway with sort of very beautiful wooden ornamentation along it, and this sort of intense black and red wallpapering. And there's no sign of Castaigne. But at the far end, you see that the hallway you comes to what appears to be a T intersection, a good long ways down.
Let's go see if we can find an elevator. Right? We know we want to go to the 6th floor. I'm gonna unsheath my gun and kind of keep it low, sort of out of sight, but in my hand, and proceed down the hallway.
All right, so you proceed down the hallway, and
I would recommend that we take the stairs if we don't really understand what's going on just yet.
The elevator will have the number, though. 6.
I think you're being overly optimistic, but let's try it.
Every elevator I've ever been in has the number.
Meanwhile, Willow and Jacob, you head the way Rourke came, and you find yourselves in a. You actually hear the sort of the sounds that you heard before of people, sort of other conversation. It gets louder as you head in the direction that Rourke had left, and you keep walking, and you turn, and you're very much you don't know it, but you're in a hallway very similar to what Vic and Jack encountered on the other end of the lounge, and you can walk down the hallway, and again, sort of the sound of other people gets louder. So do you head in that direction? You don't see Rourke in the hallway.
Sure.
Yeah, let's follow it.
So you head in that direction, and you see that there are these sort of cracked double doors toward the end of your hallway, and you get close to them, and you hear that there appears to be some sort of event going on the other side of the doors, because the sound of people and the sound of the party atmosphere is much louder, and so you feel like you could push through the door and you'd be wherever this party is happening.
What do we see, like, immediately outside of this, like, before we push in there?
So it's just this red carpeted hallway with the patterning. There is a small. Now that you look, you see there is a small gold plaque on the wall next to the doors that says the ballroom.
Where's that map?
I don't remember a ballroom on the map. I could be wrong. That's right.
And you can't really see inside, but you perceive that there's movement on sort of a little crack in the door. And again, the sound of like glass, sort of tinkling glass and dance music, and talking, just chatter.
It's intriguing. What do you think? Should we
I rarely get invited
push
to the
through?
parties I show up at, so I might as well crash another party.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
you push through the doors, and you are in a ballroom, and there are people there, or what you at first perceive are people.
Don't say it like
What are you saying about
Mannequins.
1,000 clowns?
Mannequin
A room
clowns.
full of clowns. Oh.
And you realize because you see these waiters dressed in black and white sort of moving among the crowd, and the crowd dressed in a variety of colors and patterns and outfits, hats all throughout, and the clink of glasses. But then you realize sort of the motion is very sort of herky-jerky, and you see that there are these black strings all throughout the room, sort of going up into the darkness above, and you realize that these are all marionettes wearing clothes. That these are all sort of faceless wooden constructs, jointed, and the strings are pulling them in a variety of ways. You see some of them have these glasses attached to their hands, and they go through the motions of sort of like picking up and clinking glasses. And there's the sound of music and the sound of revelry and voices. But you look over, and there's a bunch of mannequins, no strings, sort of slumped with instruments in their laps. And there's this large phonograph that's playing this record that all of the noise of the conversation and chatter is coming from. And none of the marionettes sort of note you. They're all just traveling in this pre-recorded pattern that you realize is just on a loop over and over again as they're sort of moving around. And you look up to the darkened ceiling, and you see that the strings are locked on tracks without any discernible operator, just moving in perpetuity, in circles, performing out this farce of life and activity.
Jacob, why did you make me go to this party?
I didn't make you. I just sort of encouraged you. Totally different.
And we'll go ahead and
no.
pause there.
No. Why?
With Jacob and Willow in the ballroom, and Vic and Jack traveling down the hallway on the other side of the smoking lounge in the night floors.
Puppet dance.
Oh
Puppet dance.
no.
Were they dancing though, or they were like?
There were some swaying back and forth, swaying and dancing. Da, 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 da.
I think this is the point where one of you should shove the other one towards the mannequins and like break for it.
Oh, Jacob, you're going in.
Only donuts can save me now.
I know, Jacob's looking. He's like, there must be tiramisu around here somewhere.
He already got a taste of tiramisu. He's doing okay.
He didn't notice it's all puppets.
It's all marionette tiramisu. That's right. It's all sawdust.
Where's the dessert?
That's Jacob's largest sanity loss of the evenings when he realized that tiramisu is made out of sawdust and glue.
No.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys. I think we are at a great stage for some further exploration as you have Yeah, you found out that the building's a little taller than you thought, and you've heard
Yeah,
that.
maybe you should call us on your cell phones. I'm sure that's going to work out well. That's what you found.
Bob, is the music you play part of Roll20 or part of like the Delta Green module?
There is no
Or-
Delta Green module. It's all through Roll20.
It's all okay. Good.
Yeah.
Well, Roll20's done a nice job of picking out some
So you
creepy
put-
stuff.
No, that was all. Yeah, I went through and did a search of everything I could find, and then imported a few things too.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's labor intensive, dude. So thanks for doing that.
Yeah, of course. No,
That's
it's all
really-
good. It's
very
expanding
cool.
my knowledge base because I've never done atmospheric music, or I shouldn't say I haven't done that because Alyssa knows actually for some of my Call of Cthulhu sessions, I would
Oh yeah.
I would have playlists like
Oh, he'd have
1920s and
playlists.
30s
Yeah,
playlists.
that's true.
So actually, that is a lie. But this is the first time I've done it for this sort of anything more than a one shot. So
It's good. It really works.
good.
That's cool.
I know we'll have some new things to add to the
Yeah,
course board.
the timing's always good. Like, when do you start it
I
slow
do.
so we know we're like running into trouble, or do you just have it pop up?
I've gotten a sense for it, sort of a little bit of the rhythm, and I can mix it at a very simplified level to sort of bring up levels or down levels, or sort of put on loop or do fast forwards. So experimenting a little, but yeah,
You're doing well with that.
good,
Like,
good,
I
good.
think you start off quieter and then ratchet it up.
I know. Well, when you're in the party, you hear the party.
I knew I was prepared for clowns. I was prepared even for mannequins, but marionettes is like another level.
Yeah.
Like, this is
It's like mannequins with strings attached.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
I was promised no strings attached. So
I think that would be a pretty, like, you can envision that being a sanity rocking
Oh,
moment
yeah.
where you're like, you walk into the room and for a second, like, all the background noise and all the movement makes sense. You're seeing what you expect to see. Then all of a sudden you're like,
Wait a
the
second.
hell?
Uh-huh. Yeah, and a waiter passes you by with like a tray full of drinks that have been bolted down to the platter. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm gonna try and grab one of those when he goes by.
Yeah, excellent. Fight him for it. Excellent. Well, thank you guys, and we will.
Thank you very much.
We will revisit next time around.